Don't drink the Kool-Aid. Very good advice, unless of course you fermented it into Kool-Aid wine and you're going to distill it through a still, in which case, go right ahead. How's it going, chasers? I hope you're having a kick-ass week. I'm Jesse, this is Still It, and we have another episode of Meme Spirits for you today. We are, of course, going to be putting this into here and distilling it. That is Kool-Aid wine at this point in time. We're going to see what happens when we distill it. Let's just get stuck right in, shall we? And while I start this distillation going, I can catch you up with what has happened up into this point in time. So, like I said, this is Kool-Aid wine. There we go. Oh, plug it in, you muppet. Hold on, I need an extension cord. So, this first jar was basically 4 liters of water, or what is it, 2 quarts. I added enough sugar into this guy to get it to an original gravity of 1.080, and it did finally ferment out dry, which means we're looking at a little bit less than 11% ABV for the wine itself. Obviously, once we distill it, it's going to be higher than that. And to that, I added the correct prescribed dosage of Kool-Aid, which is one of these packets, basically, along with a teaspoon of wine nutrients and some EC 1118, which is a pretty solid performing wine yeast. But I did kind of wonder if the Kool-Aid itself was going to mess with fermentation. And the reason for that is that I spotted, calcium phosphate on the ingredients list. Generally, anything that's an ite or an 8 in things like this, if it ends with ATE or ITE, it tends to be a preservative, in which case it's going to mess with fermentation. It's there to stop things growing in it, and that is exactly what the yeast wants to do. Now, here's the thing, guys. This is Meme Spirits. And what that means is I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time doing crazy things, telling you exactly how to do things and why to do them and so on and so forth. We just do shit and we see if it works, and, basically we're taking our foot off the stress pedal and just having some fun. If you're into the more serious stuff, check out the rest of the channel for, how to make a really nice whiskey or so on and so forth. That's not what this is about. In fact, new rule. If you see people down in the comments giving wonderful advice on exactly how I should have made this product better, you can yell at them, "This is Meme Spirits!" Don't kick them into a well, though. That's just ridiculous. And after you yell that at them, proceed to talk to them nicely about their actual suggestion. Because in all fairness, the idea is not to go into the weeds in these kind of videos, but they are good learning opportunities for other stuff. Anyway, all of that aside, so what I decided to do is to make another one of these wines, but with only half a packet of, what is this stuff? Kool-Aid, Muppet, and see if that fermented a little bit better. So here's the thing, guys. After I pitched that yeast, both of these vessels did start fermenting. Both of them were fermenting slowly. They weren't exactly roaring fermentations, but they were ticking over. This one stopped after about 3 days, and this one stopped after about 5 days. This bad boy got down to, 1.062, and this one got down to 1.045. Does that tell you that I was right with the hunch that this is going to stop fermentation? Maybe. But anyway, I gave them both a stir up to get a little bit more oxygen in there. I put a little bit more yeast nutrient in, and I pitched more yeast into them again and let them sit. And both of them, after that, fermented out dry, so down to right around 1.00. It's funny, oftentimes when I distill things that have preservatives in them, it seems to go like that. The first time around with fermentation stalls out, and then you give it another nudge, you pitch more yeast in it, and it does its job after that. I don't know quite the mechanics of it, but that's how it works. Anyway, I need some stuff to put under this. There we go. So the plan is, guys, that I am going to run this out basically as a stripping run, no cuts, no nothing, collect it all, and then I am going to do the same with this, and we will put the resulting low wines back into the still and distill it again. So it will be double distilled Kool-Aid wine. Now, there is one other thing that has come to my attention, and that is that it looks like very nearly all of the flavouring, or at least the colouring, has dropped out of suspension with the yeast, and it's sitting on the bottom. So yeah, there's a chance that putting this in here has done almost nothing, but I do have a little plan for that. Let me get these both distilled, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, shall I? All right, that is the, woo, steamy. The first dripping run done, so let me tip this out. I'll be right back. All right, actually, let me move that out of the way before I do something silly with it. And load her up with the next lot of wine. So, some of you are probably asking at this point in time, was it even worth doing all of this? Like, why did I not just put Kool-Aid powder into vodka? And to be fair, this is meme spirits. But no, really, I actually thought the same thing. So I'll be honest with you, kind of expecting to just make kind of crappy vodka like this, and then add some Kool-Aid powder into it. Are we up and running? Yes, we're up and running. There we go. But I have some vodka standing over on the side there ready to go. When we get to the end, we'll try that, we'll compare, we'll see if it's any different, and whether or not I like it. But something that I absolutely 100% do like is, this is honestly special, guys. Hold on. Huh? How freaking cool is this? For those of you that don't know what's going on here, Into the AM is a awesome company that I've worked with a bunch over the last few years. They just make kick-ass shirts, but this has to be the most kick-ass shirt they have ever made, in my opinion, because they let me and the Patreons work together with their awesome artists to come up with this. In other words, what I'm trying to say is Into the AM made this t-shirt specifically for our community. They made it for us, which is absolutely dope. If you have a closer look at it, you'll find a few different little Easter eggs hiding away in there that are meaningful for the community and people that watch this channel on a regular basis. So if you would like to get your hands on one of these cool shirts, go to the description down below this video. Please use the link down there, guys, because that will take you directly, specifically to this shirts page, and it will give you 10% off anything you buy from Into the AM. It'll also give me an affiliate kickback and let Into the AM know that this is a cool thing, that they're onto something good, and maybe sometime in the future we should do it again. All right, we will call that, whoop, drip. Yes. That has taken roughly 4 hours, so 2 hours each. Obviously, you know, I could have put this in a larger still, but sometimes it's fun to do things this way and see what it's like, see how long it will take. And I had plenty of other things to do around the shed. Hold on, guys. So, yes, this concoction does taste somewhat of Kool-Aid. Definitely. It's got almost a sherbet-like thing going on too, which is kind of interesting. So my little secret weapon here is I've still got some of these left over, and I'm going to put a whole packet of this in. Man, you can smell that straight away. into the still here. Because once again, remember that a lot of those flavorings, a lot of that Kool-Aid-ness settled out at the bottom with the yeast cake, which I didn't really want to put the whole yeast cake in for this kind of run. Anyway, let's fire it back up again. Whoa, it's my power plug. And this time, we are most definitely going to be making some cuts. While that's warming up, I'll clean these out. All right, so we've taken this much off so far, and I'm thinking we're probably going to call it hearts from here on in. And to be honest, we're not going to collect a whole lot here. But anyway, while this is running, what I want to do is make a couple of little experiments. The first thing that I need to do is try just mixing some of this with some vodka and see what it's like, and see if it's going to be better than that. Do I need to make this much up? No. let's just go until the color looks right. Let's start with that, shall we? And I'm gonna taste it first, but I'm almost certain that this is gonna need some sugar syrup in it as well. Oh yeah, that is weird, man. Weird without sugar. This is sugar syrup. I just made it up. It is lukewarm still, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. 10 mils to start with. Let's make it even more intense. I mean, this stuff, you're not going to drink it like soda, right? You're not going to drink it like juice or cordial. You're going to drink it in wee shots, or you're going to mix it with something else. I mean, actually, to be honest, in something like lemonade or soda or tonic. That's it. Bang. Okay, cool. All right, that's sitting there ready to go. The other thing I need to do is, when I first mentioned on Patreon that I was going to be doing this, a couple of people got in touch with me and said, Cherry, what the fuck, basically. Why on earth are you not using grape? Anyway, the reason I went with cherry is I asked my wife, what flavor should I make for Kool-Aid? And she said, 100% cherry, do cherry. So I did. But people got angry with me. They didn't like that. So here I am. Thank you to the Patreon, Jerome, that just took it into his own hands. He went to Amazon, he bought it, and he had it sent to New Zealand to make sure that I did this. So thanks, dude. All right, now I'm going to match the same amount of sugar into this. I think that's coming soon, so let's just switch over to be safe. This can't, whatever, that can go in there for now. I can use this to make rolling cuts so we don't get ourselves in trouble, and kind of wish I measured how much went in here, but whatever. God damn it, wifey. The grape is so much better. It is so much better. Wife, you screwed me. But I have a hunch that if anything interesting is going to happen on distillation, it's more likely to happen with this. This had an interesting acidity to it. This, not so much. There's more going on in this, in my mind, in terms of different interesting things that might do something interesting in the still. This is like, yeah, fake grape. That's actually still going all right. Oh, there's more cherry coming through now too. I think it's on the verge of turning to nastiness though. All right, let's call this done. Starting to get, I don't know what it is. It's not wet dog. It's not cardboard. It's not anything I've smelt or dealt with in tails before. That's for sure. But anyway, there we have it. You know what? So we know what we're working with here. Let's mup it. That is a hydrometer. All right, we're sitting at, this is saying 80%, but I know this is a little on the warm side. So maybe like 78% ABV. Definitely respectable considering what we had. So let's water this down. All right. Well, actually, do we need to put sugar in it? Weird. Freaking weird. I don't know how to describe that. That does not just taste like sugar wash. There is something going on there. I know this is meme spirits, but let's not be a total heathen. It is very much wine-like. Wow, that's really wine-like. I have to assume that that's the EC118 doing some of that heavy lifting. Let's start off with 20 mils of sugar, just to give it a little something. And while that sits for a second, there is an aroma and a flavor and a feeling in the mouth that is so familiar to me, and I can't figure out what it is. It's bizarre. I don't think I've ever had it in spirits before, which is crazy. It's not often I say that. I know what it is. It's gelatin. Or actually, maybe it's not gelatin. What it is it reminds me of eating jelly crystals, Jello crystals, before you mix it into liquid. I'm assuming that's gelatin. And there is just a hint of cherry peeking out. Just a hint. But yeah, it's quite different from this cherry. Just strange. All right, you know what? I am going to actually save half of this as is, just in case I mess this up. I know that's not exactly meme spirits, but... And we're going to go in with a little bit of this. And to be honest, guys, I'm going to be real with you. From the moment I decided that I was going to do this, this is what I expected, or this was what I was hoping, I guess is the right word, was going to be the best option. That something would make it through distillation that would make this not just vodka, if that makes sense. And that definitely needs sugar now that it's got that acidity added to it. That tastes like a fermented product. It has something interesting, something kind of funky, something yeasty, not like smelling a Subway shop. An interesting floral but citrusy, almost slightly tangy flavor that comes through in a lot of red wines. And I'm completely out of my ass here. I'm completely guessing, but I think that has to be the EC 1118. Because I don't know, I just don't see this distilled through there making that flavor. And it is so similar to so many other fermented fruit products. So many fermented fruit products use wine yeasts, funnily enough, to make wine. And I don't know, that's my guess. All right, it's time to line these up. All right, I'll get all this stuff out of the way. And we'll taste them next to each other and see who's won, shall we? Oh, but before I do, I need to say a huge thank you to the Patreons. Because one of you helped me out and made the video more interesting with the grape. But to the rest of you that are supporting me on a monthly basis, I mean, thank you so much. I really and truly do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. All right, so there we have it, guys. The grape, obviously you can tell which one the grape is. This is the one that was fermented. And the one on this side is the one that's just had, the Kool-Aid itself added on into it. Totally different aromas. Just candy cherry, that's all I get. Cherry, yes, but also this winey, interesting, kind of like smelling a white wine is the most similar thing I can get to it. That gelatiny, it's almost nutty as well. And then a buttload of cherry on top. Completely different to this. This is one-dimensional and kind of piercing. And grape candy. This is just grape candy. Okay, these two are what I expected them to be, with the slight caveat of this having, a interesting kind of like citric acidy sour note to it as well. This one's just straight grape candy. On the nose, on the taste, there's nothing more I can say about it. It's actually damn good though. If you just want a candy shot, I got to tell you, that's a great idea. And this one tastes like so much more, which is crazy. I'm going to go out on a limb, guys, and say that if you want to do this and you want it to be something more than just a candy shot, like if you want it to taste, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but a more sophisticated beverage, talking about Kool-Aid, Jesus, that's the way to go about it. And I'm guessing, I haven't tested this, so I can't be certain. I'm guessing that your yeast choice is going to be really freaking important. I used EC 1118 because I knew it was just a solid choice when it came to wine and, fruit in general. So if you don't have experience with these sort of things, that's what I would go with. If you do have experience and you've got an idea on what might work better, comment section now. Help us out, guys. This worked out so much better than I could have thought. Unfortunately, my wife isn't here to do a taste test for us. Patreons, if you're interested in seeing it, I'll see if I can, get her to give you her thoughts later on the Patreon platform. In any case, if you enjoyed this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a whole lot. Tells YouTube that it's a good video and it should show it to other people. That's awesome, and it's free for you. So basically, get down there and do it. While you're down there, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time, guys. Keep on chasing the craft. See ya.